You're listening to the Ask Drone U podcast. You ask, we answer your drone questions. Whether you're here to turn your passion into profit or you simply fly for fun, we're a community of learners and teachers who aspire to achieve greatness. We are
Drone U.
Hey everyone, and happy after Christmas. My name is Paul.
Yes, my name is Rob. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you had a fabulous Christmas. Let's see, there's no football or anything on Christmas, is there?
Typically I thought there was.
There's basketball.
There's all the bowl games, the college bowl games.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Boring. Yeah, there's NBA basketball, I think.
That kind of goes along with our theme this year. We tried to rent a suite at the Lobos basketball game, and no one gave a crap. No one cares. So it was funny, too. You could actually tell because the people had brought us up to their suite to check it out. You know, they gave us free tickets. And you could tell that no one is in those suites. I mean, like, they were pretty much empty. And then on top of that, like, you know, everyone's wives are like, oh, so you're going to rent the suite? You're going to rent the suite? And I'm like, wow, this is actually, like, they must be not doing well in the suites here. Like,
I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, I did that.
Oh, wow.
It was only 2 tickets. It was like last Tuesday.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Cool.
The game was boring.
Yeah.
We didn't even wait till the end of the game.
Yeah, wow. Anyways.
I'm ready to move on.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're really excited today to be talking about anti-collision lights. We've talked about this before, but a new problem has arisen, and we want to make sure that this problem doesn't happen to you. What's the problem? I don't know. Let's find out with today's question.
My question is, I have a Phantom 4 Pro V2, and I'm looking at putting on the night lights for getting the day waiver. And I was looking at an ACS 30, which is a relatively new strobe, but I guess it applies to any of the strobes. I would assume I would mount that on top of my drone. But my question is, you can't put it over the DJI logo, right? Because that'll interfere with the GPS signal and locking, I believe. And anywhere else, I'm worried about that it would be in the way of the rotors. I'd like to, I guess, hear if y'all had any advice as to where I should put that, or if maybe there's a better model or better mounting than that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ken. Appreciate the question. Appreciate all the questions because you've been great about sending them in. And if you guys have a question, don't forget, do like Ken did, go to askdroneu.com. We'd love to hear from you as well. So where are we putting these strobe lights? Which ones are we recommending? I know Vic has his favorites, and he uses them quite a bit. So I don't know what those are.
I would, the lights that are his favorite, we put them out. They're on our YouTube page if you want to just check out anti-collision light. But the thing is that, and also they're not paying to be on the show. So anyway, long story short, the problem is that when you put your anti-collision lights on the top of your drone, it could be interfering with the GPS signal. And that's what he's talking about. Can I put it on top of the puck?
Right.
The light that we had tested did not interfere with the compass whatsoever. What did interfere was the cold weather and the glue or the 3M tape, whatever it was, and keeping the light on the drone. Because what can happen is that when you're flying around, especially aggressively and at night and when it's cold, that glue essentially does not hold nearly as well as it should. And that light can hit a propeller and breaks the propeller. And what happens on a quadcopter when we lose the propeller? Just one.
We lose the quadcopter.
That's exactly right. So this has actually become a significant issue. And even I saw the Attorney General of Ohio, their training officer, Doug, he goes actually, his name is James Daniels, I believe, but he goes by Doug. I was just talking to him about this because he had his light on top of the drone, and I love the way that they set up their drones. It's really cool. But I told him, I was like, you got to be careful, man, because in the cold, this thing can come off. And I was like, do you leave this on your drone all the time? And he's like, oh, yeah, I leave it on here all the time. I'm like, well, make sure that you replace it every couple months. Make sure that when you put it on with maybe a heat gun or something to help apply the stickiness so that it works. Don't apply the glue or the tape in the cold. You've really got to think this through because, yes, something as simple as a light can cause your drone to essentially die and to essentially, crash. So it is a very real problem. The answer of where should you mount them then actually becomes more difficult because the whole idea about a collision strobe is that or anti-collision strobe is that you're supposed to be able to see it from 3 statute miles away. Now, when we tested a particular drone, that wouldn't... So Rob just showed me a picture on the internet where a drone looks like it's got one of those like LED light bars you'd see on like an F-150, but but it's strapped to the 2 front gear of the Phantom. And I will say that would be really interesting, but I would want a shield over my camera so that the light didn't get into the camera sensor as I was taking night pictures. So
yeah, that's true. That's going to interfere.
This being said, where do you put your anti-collision light? Because if you put it on the side, can it really be seen from 360 degrees? Does the FAA actually say that it should be seen from 360 degrees? Do they actually say where it should be mounted? No, they talk about how far it should be seen from, which leaves it up to you as far as where you should put it. Now, you can put anti-collision lights on the side of the drone, like Rob is showing us here with the Mavic Air. I think that would be good. You could probably even put them on the back. At least that way, if you lose them, they're not going to get in the way of the motor spinning and they won't cause a collision. Mm-hmm. Now, that being said, it has come to my attention that some people in the training world have said that you don't need anti-collision lights or you can turn them off at all times and not use them. That is not correct at all. And if you have taken a class that says that, just understand that you are breaking federal law. The whole idea of temporarily turning off your anti-collision lights is if you are in a Cessna, you're in a plane, there's low-lying clouds, you're flying into a runway with low-lying clouds, and the strobes are essentially bouncing off the clouds and blinding you. That's when you could turn them off. You wouldn't actually turn them off and leave them off, as the whole idea is for anti-collision. Now, that being said, I think the solution is really the sides, side 1, side 2, and the back. The other idea is use super glue and do it and apply the super glue and the light in a fashion that is done in a warm environment where the glue can actually set. What is it called when concrete dries out? Cures. Thank you. Gosh, my vocabulary has been piss poor the last 2 weeks. But frankly, that being said, it's really important to understand that there are inherent dangers to putting lights on top of your drone. You need to ensure that they are attached properly. You need to attach them in a warm environment, and you need to test it. Otherwise, be completely okay with the light falling off the drone.
Why not use a Velcro strap that goes all the way around? What, am I missing something with that particular option?
As long as it doesn't interfere with the obstacle avoidance. That would be my fear. And then if it interferes at all with downward sensing avoidance or cooling the bird, or that might actually be a solid solution, actually, now that you say it. So
particularly if cold weather and your glue coming loose is a concern.
I would do glue and the Velcro, actually, as we sit here and think about it. Because with the Velcro, if it were to move at all, and then it could still hit a prop, so I wouldn't want to do that. So I think like the Velcro would be like the ultimate safety.
Well, and part of the reason I say Velcro is because you can easily take it on and off. If you've glued it, it's there, right? You're not going to be able to take it off, at least not. I mean, obviously you can, but it's not designed for that.
Yeah.
Anyways.
True. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to do it for today's show. I'm officially out of energy. I haven't eaten today, and I'm ready to go do our holiday party for Drone U.
Okay. We're calling this sucker.
We're calling it. Anyways. I think it's very clear. We did discuss, where should you put lights, where, guys, I will say there have been a lot of success stories for people who have used super intense double-sided tape, who have preheated the top of the drone, thrown it on there, and the light that we did recommend on YouTube does work. I'm not mentioning them again because they did not pay to advertise for this show. It is a great solution, but last I checked, they were sold out. And that goes to show, if you want to sponsor the show and have your product on the show, give us a ring, shoot us an email, support@thedroneu.com. We'd love to help you, but only if you love to help out our pilots, as we only want to provide genuine value to our pilots. So on that bombshell, that is going to do it for us today. My name is Paul.
My name is Rob.
This is Ask Drone U.